So today, Davis is going to talk to you about how to get your baby on a great sleep schedule.
Okay, now there's a lot of information, but let's get to the nitty-gritties of what time they should go to sleep and how we are going to accomplish sleep and what are their sleeping expectations for each age. Now there's a lot here, so I'm just gonna pick an age, okay? And if you guys need more information, just reach out to me because there's just a little different rules for each child. So let's just play it safe and say a 4-month-old. How about that?
Love that.
Okay. Now there's no reason to wait until 4 months to sleep train. That's kind of a myth out there. Children can know how to sleep from day one, but let's just say you have a 4-month-old that is not sleeping. Mm-hmm. Let's start with the basics. What time should your child go to sleep? Side note, I don't make this up. I just honor a child's circadian rhythms because people actually think that I make this stuff up. And if I did, I'd have my own island in the Caribbean. But the truth is, you guys, is that after 6 weeks old, that is when nighttime circadian rhythms start organizing. And that is when the best bedtime for children is between 5 and 5:55 p.m. Now, I know a lot of you out there are like, what? No, it's way too early. What? No. I've never even heard of that before. It's true. I have been around thousands of babies at this point, and I'm telling you, I've yet to meet a child that's not tired at 6 p.m. Mm-hmm. Okay. So 5 to 5:55 p.m. is the age-appropriate bedtime for children from 6 weeks until sometimes all the way up to 2.5. Wow. 18 months to 2.5. It's all about their rhythms. Okay?
Interesting.
That's where we start. That is where their brain shifts over into nighttime rhythms. Mm-hmm. So we're still talking about a 4-month-old. Why is it between 5 and 5:55 p.m.? It is when they end their last nap. So if they are awake for more than 70 minutes after the last nap of the day, they're overtired. It's gonna create wake-ups. It's gonna cause a crash and burn. There's a lot to this, I know. 5 o'clock is considered a corrective measure bedtime, and it will not create a 5 to 5 child. It actually creates a 5 to 6 a.m. child. Because they're correcting from the daytime. Yeah, they're correcting from the daytime. So that is the age appropriate bedtime for a child, 6 weeks, again, 18 months.
So they
to
should
2.5.
be getting these 12 to 13 hours a night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ideally, your baby sleeps anywhere from 11.5 to 13 hours a night.
Yep.
And that, again, I'm going to keep reminding that we're talking about a 4-month-old here, okay? Before that, there's other rules. And then from there, so that's where you start. The next step is what is the perfect bedtime routine?
Yes.
Okay, you guys, bedtime routine is so important, but it's not the most important. I often have parents say we have the most perfect bedtime routine and they still don't sleep. You can't start a perfect bedtime routine at 8 p.m.
Right.
So you start the bedtime routine at the correct time. If you start solid feedings for 4 months, you start about an hour before the bedtime, and this is the bedtime routine. Solids, bath or pajama time. You don't have to do a bath every night if you don't want to. You go into this different part of the house, the bathroom, the bedroom, bath, pajamas. You stay in the bedroom and you do the last feeding of the night. So it's solids, bath, pajama, bottle or breast, bed.
Okay.
That's your bedtime routine. Now, why is bedtime routine so important? It's the decompression, and we all have them. We just don't really notice them anymore. But like your husbands and so forth will be like, oh yeah, you totally do this every night. This is what you do.
We all do it.
We all do it, and it's because our brains need a decompression. The reason why I'm telling you this is because you don't want to do bath and get them in pajamas and then bring them out to the living room and watch the football game while you're feeding them, because it changes the energy. So always look at bedtime routine as a road.
Yep.
Do not veer.
It's like changing gears.
Yep, it is.
Then I know a lot of moms will say, well, wait, my husband hasn't even gotten home from work, and so he's not going to get to see the baby.
That's true. and that's very true. Sometimes dads can actually take over the little bit of the morning shift, and we all know babies are happiest then. So, but it's okay, you guys. It's okay. Sleep
It's
is
just a
so
season,
incredibly
right?
important.
It's a season.
It's
that
a
you-
season. It's
yeah.
a season. Dads have the weekends. There's so much to it. Like I've said this forever, that the first year is really mama time. After that, like you guys have little older children. Once they become toddlers, we moms are chopped liver. Like it's
totally.
all about daddy.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
They're
literally,
fun.
they can hear the car coming around the corner, like
Right.
they're like, "Daddy!"
Right.
So don't worry, don't
It's
worry.
about what's best
Don't
for
worry.
baby, not what's best for everybody else.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And
Sorry, dads.
no, but you know what? And again, going off on a little tangent here, but it's true. Almost every man, or whatever, you know, the one that goes out to work, but mostly men will say, you know, the truth is, I just wanted my wife back. Like it was hard coming home to a frazzled wife and
Right.
a crying baby.
Right.
Yep.
But I actually couldn't say like, this is not fun, and I want to see my baby because I love my baby. But almost every man has come back and said, it was
Yeah.
so nice getting my wife back and waking up to a very happy baby. Because
Right.
what does that say, you guys? It means that things are working the way they're
Yes.
supposed
Yes.
to.
Yes.
Crying babies and agitated wives, it means something can be corrected.
Happy wife, happy life.
100%. Yes. Yes. So that's really
Okay.
it's really important. So bedtime, and you're right. There's going to be a lot of nights that dads don't get to see them, but it's okay. They're still going to feel very loved by their father. It's okay. But again, bedtime routine. One of the most important things about bedtime routine too is that when we are giving them their last feeding, whether it's a bottle feed or a breastfeed, they cannot doze off at the bottle or breast, please, because
Oh, okay.
it's a big one. A lot of parents get that advice of let them get drowsy and then transition them. No.
Right.
If
You're right.
they should be able to walk to the crib if they could walk, just like us.
Interesting.
And this is so important to mention because they're so much like us in certain ways that, like, have you ever dozed off like on the couch watching TV and you're like, oh, you wake back up and you're like, I should go to bed, and then you lie there and you're like,
Now I can't.
I
now
don't
I can't go to
know.
sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
So when our babies doze off while eating, what happens is then we have to wake them up or transition them, and it sends their adrenaline
Yep.
up.
Right.
No bueno.
Don't do that. So they should be tired. The most you ever want to see your baby do during the bottle or breastfeed at the end of the day for bedtime routine is maybe rub their eyes. But if their eyelids get heavy, you're in trouble.
Okay.
And you stop immediately, or you like do things
burp
to?
them?
Well, remember we're talking about a 4-month-old.
Yeah.
The rule
Okay.
isn't all this, for newbie, not the rule. But yes, what you want to do is take a mental note. I need to start this gig tomorrow night about 10-15 minutes earlier.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if that does happen at 4 months, you can easily take the bottle or breast out
Right.
and just put them down.
Okay.
Because they're totally fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you lay your sweet 4-month-old down
Mm-hmm.
and turn off the light, walk out, baby screams, crying.
Yep. And that, now we're sleep training right now, right?
Right.
Okay.
We're sleep training.
And even if we weren't, that would be okay. At 4 months old, I know everybody's gonna go, the gasp heard around the world. You can, when you start sleep training, the rule of thumb is at 4 months, you need to let that child process whatever they're doing, crying, processing, or whatever, for 1 hour. I know it's like, what? You want my baby to cry for 1 hour?
They will live on.
I'm gonna
It's
say
fine.
yes, because what's going on there is, and you're right, they will so live. Like it's, the reason at 4 months I cut it off at an hour, you guys, is because as a lot of 4-month-olds are still sleeping on their backs and they're collecting air, so they can't necessarily burp themselves yet. So it's like,
Okay.
go ahead and go in there, stand there, burp them, get them right back down. If there's a lot of on and off crying, let it go, okay? I use the A to Z process when I explain this, and people will say, well, I read, we're supposed to go in at 5 minutes. So this is a game changer, okay? We think, well, I should go in at 5 minutes because they won't feel abandoned, but it's just like us. Imagine we lie down at night and our husbands say, are like, well, I read on the internet that she should probably be asleep within 5 minutes, but if she's still thinking, I should probably talk to her. Okay?
Right.
But we lie down, we're like, okay, I'm starting awake and I have to go to Z, which is sleep. Now imagine you're just over there minding your business, kind of, you might, be like trying to break a couple habits, and all of a sudden, like, it's 5 minutes and he's like, honey, I hear you're not asleep yet.
Yeah.
I love you. I'm never gonna leave you. Like, I love you.
There'd be a lot of divorces.
Love you.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, okay. But he's gonna accomplish his goal. You're gonna stop thinking, right? You're gonna be still and stop thinking. Soon as he accomplishes his goal, he's gonna leave you alone, and guess what? You're gonna go right back to A. Now, how many times do you think he's gonna do that, and all of a sudden you're gonna be like, oh, okay, that's right, I'm supposed to go to sleep. No, your brain is going to think, I get visited. Well,
The
first of
more
all,
I cry, I get visited.
And your
The more-
adrenaline's
the more-
going
the
like
more-
this,
yeah.
right?
totally.
Okay.
So we think that if we go in and reassure the baby that we haven't left town, they're just gonna be like, oh, good to know, I gotta go to sleep.
Right.
It's not how it works, you guys. Whatever we do consistently is what they find normal. These are about brain connectors. So why an hour at 4 months? It's not an hour before 4 months, you guys. So don't throw your big 6-week-old in a crib and go away for an hour. Please
Right.
don't do that. Is because we have to take those brain connectors and say, we're not gonna meet this with food or crashing and burn, whatever. They have to shrink and new ones have to be built. And the only thing a baby feels during that is frustration, because it's learning a new skill in the brain. The hypothalamus and the glands are like, what are we doing here? And so there's frustration. So a new brain connector has to build. That's the frustration. That's why the crying happens, you guys. That's it. That's the only reason why the crying happens. It's just frustration.
Wow.
That's it. We can't take that away, because every time we respond, we're building a new brain connector, or we're bringing the old one up.
And I just have to say, I have 3 girls. I did the sleep training you taught me with each one. My oldest, I hired you when she was 8 months old. She got a bottle at, like, in the AM, 2, 3 AM.
And a pacifier.
Oh, and a pacifier. I don't want to hear you. So we got rid of that. And within, it actually took 4 nights, but she, from then on, slept over 12 hours and is still one of the best sleepers.
Yep.
And so are my other daughters. And I know there are some of you out there just going, I could never let my beautiful baby cry. I felt the same way. My husband was holding my arm by day 2 going, Rashay, we're committing to this. We're not gonna like let her cry and then start from zero.
Confuse
we're not
her.
gonna confuse
Stay
her.
strong. Buck up.
And for me, I absolutely think it's the best thing to do.
Yep.
Your kid learns to put themselves to sleep on their own.
Yep.
They won't cry forever. It's
Nope.
just a few days of training. And
A
then
few days versus a lifetime.
yeah, and
Yeah.
all the hours of sleep that my oldest daughter missed till she was 8 months old, now that I understand how
Yeah.
it works, it's not good.
Same with Elin. At 3 months, she was the best sleeper. She still is the best sleeper. I let her, cry it out, and she just learned. They learn. It doesn't last
Right.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if, like you said, the cry it out, and, I haven't quite figured out a way to, like, change that saying, because, like, Rashay and Rachel and I don't stand around with our coffee and be like, so when you go to sleep, do you use the think it out method?
Think it out, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Right.
So with babies, it's not about crying it out. It's literally about letting them process into sleep.
Process it
And
out.
Self-soothe. It's just
well,
self-soothe.
and it's not self-soothing either.
Okay.
In a way, because babies can self-soothe. It's actually teaching them the skill of learning to go to sleep independently.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if you want to put it under self-soothing, that's great. But really, at the end of the day, it's, does my child know how to go to sleep independently and go back to sleep independently? That's because they totally know how to self-soothe, like cramming stuff in their mouth when they're playing. That's self-soothing.
Yeah.
So it's all in one, but the only reason why I'm correcting that is because when you say self-soothe, it conjures up a bunch of emotion that, well, I don't know if they're able to self-soothe yet. They
Right.
cried a little, so they must not know how to self-soothe. Well, they're not going to know how to self-soothe until or learn to put themselves to sleep until we give them a chance.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have nothing to lose. I mean,
No, everything to gain. So the biggest thing too is I'm not a fan of crying. I just understand it.
yeah.
The other thing too is that a little bit of crying / processing goes a long way. As far as crying goes, when we're sleep training, that's the most crying that does have to happen because again, the brain connectors are building.
Right.
After that, we just honor their processing time
Yeah.
of 10 to 20 minutes. If that's what they need to do, they do it.
Right, and some
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, some of my girls did, some didn't, so.
Yeah,
all good.
Just stay strong through it.
That's the key. So just to go with the bullet points again, if you're sleep training a 4-month-old, 5 to 5:55 is their age appropriate bedtime. Give them 1 hour to go to sleep. If they aren't, you just go in and burp and you put them back down. They'll go to sleep. They're learning. But the bedtime routine is if they are on solid foods, you start about an hour before, solids, bath, pajama, bottle, breast, bed. If not, you can start about 45 minutes before.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you've got to keep it on.
Side that you
road.
do want to do sleep training and you have more questions, you can contact Davis. Her information's down below. Thanks for tuning in, and if you like this video, please like us and subscribe.
And there's going to be more. We're going to have lots. There's so much to cover, so we're going to
So
have more
much.
videos on
Yeah.
this. Thank you so much, Davis.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.